What's going on, guys? TKD123. Happy Friday, guys. Made it to the end of the week. You know, whether you're in school or you're at work, we made it to Friday. Reps up to the Friday day, and then we're here to talk about a little topic that I'm, a little bit informative of, right? I'm not, you all know my stance on Drake. You guys know I'm definitely I do have a bias towards Drake, and I do know, I'd say I know a pretty good bit about his music overall, right? I've listened to a ton of his stuff, obviously, throughout the years, really ever since 2010, 2011. So, it's pretty, I'm pretty informative in the topic. And today, I want to talk about the 5 tracks that you may not have heard from Drake. Now, of course, there is tons of tracks that, there are plenty that even maybe I'm not, maybe I not even be aware of. But, there are a few here that I like to highlight today, just to give you guys a little bit something to listen to, for the weekend upcoming. And I thought, why not, bust some of these out, and maybe we'll do some more later on the channel. But right now, let's do some of the 5 Drake songs that you may not have ever heard of. Now, of course, these are in no particular order, but we're going to start off here with the song Sweeterman. Now, the track, of course, is not directly by Drake. It is actually a remix that he did from the artist Ram Riddles. And he first debuted the remix on SoundCloud, and even if you Google Sweeterman, Drake's remix first pops up, which is really telling about the effect Drake can have with a small artist, right? Like whenever you get a just small artist and he gets a feature from Drake or any type of publicity or remix from Drake, that song and sometimes the artist shoots to the top. Now Ram Riddles, I haven't heard a lot about him recently, so that's neither here or there, but the Drake remix of Sweeterman is at the top of the Google search when you search Sweeterman, so that's just telling of how it is. Just speaking in terms of the track, it is just one of the great kind of not really Jamaican, but one of those upbeat Drake songs that we get from time to time again. With Hotline Bling and songs of that kind of stature is definitely in that realm. It's a good track, man. Like it's an awesome thing, and there's also kind of like a second half interlude that Drake does sometimes on his tracks where there's kind of like a switch up in the beat and there's something a little bit slower towards the end of the song. So definitely is a good one. I prefer you guys check it out. It is on SoundCloud right now, so go check it out. Next up here, we have a track back from 2011 Drake, back when he was in his Take Care phase. His more kind of skewed a little bit more towards R&B and like a little bit more towards a more hip-hop-esque type of rap, not really much of a hardcore rap type of thing that we get now in terms of Drake's rap. But right now we are going to cover a song called Club Paradise, and this was obviously named off of his Club Paradise tour that he did back in the day, and I believe this came out before the tour, I believe, something like that, like something along those lines. Maybe it could have been a little bit after, it could before, but I know it was definitely in 2011 when the song dropped, and it is very much one of his emotional songs. Like it is definitely a song that feels so much like Take Care, like it feels like it belongs on Take Care at that point, and it is tied with very emotional lyrics, a very kind of somber feeling to the song, and of course the pianos that we get constantly on Take Care. So it is definitely a Take Care-esque song. So if you're into kind of the more Drake-esque that was back in Take Care, where a little bit more raw, a little more emotional, a little bit more saddening, you would definitely find that here in Club Paradise. And actually, to draw like a like a pretty even I'd say line to it, it definitely does feel a lot like Doing It Wrong in Take Care. Like it's just one of those very somber, sad Drake songs that you will definitely enjoy if you like those type of songs from Drake. So definitely check out Club Paradise, and that really does give you kind of a flashback as to that Drake back in 2011. And also there is questions of this seemed to fit so well with Take Care, like this would have been it would just fit in like a glove and Take Care, So there's also questions to believe as to why this was left off, and most of the tracks here that we will see, whether he drops it on SoundCloud or drops it wherever else, are kind of songs that didn't really make the album, but he still wanted to put them out. So this is definitely one of these examples, so definitely check out Club Paradise. Now, we haven't had a lot of Drake and Beyonce crossovers. We had that one track called Mine that released a couple years ago, but we also had something a little bit before that, and that is called Girls Love Beyonce. Yes, Drake put out a song called Girls Love Beyonce on his SoundCloud, and it is again kind of the same type of stature as Club Paradise, being more of an R&B type of soft, kind of somber mood to it. That is definitely the same type of emotional, type of reaction you get with this song as well. However, Drake is not alone on this track. He has James Fauntleroy, you know, a well-renowned producer, and you know, he does some R&B vocals for different type of tracks here and there across the industry. You know, he definitely doesn't skew towards one artist. Like, he's, you know, definitely much everywhere. You have probably heard them before. Like, if you've heard any, you know, modern day music, you know, in terms of R&B, hip-hop, and rap, you have most likely heard of James Fauntleroy, or at least heard his work. And James Fauntleroy, you know, does a sample here on the actual track Girls with Beyonce from Say My Name from Destiny's Child back in the day, and he does some of that in the chorus of the song. It's definitely a good performance by James Fauntleroy at that. But going on in terms of Drake on this song, it is again another sad, somber song that we got in Club Paradise. And the interesting thing about this, and like the reason why I put this on the list, because I wanted to highlight kind of the lyrics and the topic in this, right? And it's kind of a sense where Drake, you know, is kind of battling within himself about wanting to kind of live two lives here, right? Like, he wants that kind of private life, that life that's more, a little bit, you know, a little bit more fulfilling, a little bit more emotional, you know, with a wife someday, right? But then versus, he has the choice of also living this other life where it's flashy, he's out, you know, and being at the top of the industry, and, you know, really is sex god in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's that weird dichotomy of having, you know, these two paths that you could choose, and it's kind of, you know, that type of thing where he's talking about in the song. It's very, very telling, it's very deep, it's very, you know, just a compelling song, guys. So definitely go check it out if you're interested in, you know, some of the kind of deep cuts and kind of, you know, not really popular songs by Drake. And then we get a song, you know, that is another remix, of course, and then this was posted on SoundCloud, and I'm gonna butcher this name, guys, I'm sorry, but it's like Ojuelaba remix. I don't, guys, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I tried my best. Okay, Ojuelaba remix is what this is called, and it is by Wizkid initially, and there's some other features on the track, but you know, of course, Drake did a remix of it and jumped on the track as well. And this, I feel, is definitely a catalyst, you know, in Drake's sound overall, right? So, you know, with the birthing of, let's say, Hotline Bling, right? Let's say, you know, Passion Fruit from More Life. Let's say Controller, you know, primarily Controller, really, off of Views, right? So it is the start of Drake's more kind of Jamaican, European-esque type of sound, where like he started kind of exploring different sounds in his music and not so much tied to regular traditional R&B and rap. You know what I'm saying? Like where he kind of tried to, you know, kind of just branch out and do a little bit more of a pop-esque type of song, right? Where like we get, even at that, you know, we get One Dance as well, you know, kind of like that same type of vibe to it, that same kind of islandy feel to it. And this, I feel, is one of the first instances of Drake doing this, right? And he definitely jumped on the track with you know, Wizkid and the other people on this track, and he definitely had that kind of vibe to it. You know, you can hear it in his voice, you can hear it in his tone, where he's trying to basically kind of skew his voice into that type of sound. And then, you know, it works, man. Like, look, man, like, say what you will, my only, you know, my only caveat and my only kind of issue with this whole type of sound thing was on No Long Talk. We all know how that went down. If you guys haven't seen my More Life review, go check it out in my channel. But you know, that, you know, when he actually physically changed his accent, that's what I didn't like. But you know, if he's, you know, just kind of messing around with the sound, that's, you know, neither here or there. And this is the first instance of that. So if you like Controller, Passion Fruit, you know, Hotline Bling, One Dance, those songs that have that kind of tone to it, you would definitely enjoy this remix on SoundCloud. And it's by Wizkid. It's called Ojuela. But you know, I'm gonna try and link everything down in the description. But you know, excuse my pronunciation. And last track I want to highlight here is a deep cut from Comeback Season, guys. You all know he had a couple mixtapes, and one of the prominent mixtapes that always gets talked about here in Drake's history is Comeback Season, right? Now, this was a Drake that is so different from what we have now, right? It's such a different Drake, it's not even like remotely, you know, even funny. Like, it's such a weird thing to look back. Like, you know, there are times where, you know, I'll like look back and I kind of see, you know, this progression of Comeback Season, right? And see how he performed as an artist and how he recorded songs as an artist back when he wasn't Six God, right? And so we get a track here on Comeback Season called Bitch Is Crazy. And it is one of the most comedic songs Drake has ever put out. Now, you know, of course, with this song being made back, you know, right before he was a big star and everything, you can hear it in the overall quality of the song. It's not mixed well, it's not mastered well, it doesn't really sound that great. There's, you know, it just sounds amateur, but that's the point, because he was an amateur back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It's just a nice kind of time capsule to see where he came from or where he is now, kind of a nice comparison. But we go into the song, right? And the title is talking about an ex-girlfriend, right? I guess we could say that, probably like an ex-girlfriend, I'm saying, especially at this point. And basically, this girl has been emailing his mom, has been calling his friends, has been calling him constantly, and he is basically ranting about this girl that is trying to get back with him and is just doing whatever means necessary and whatever she can do to get back at Drake. And it's just a funny, it is just hilarious, but like it is just a very nice, lighthearted, fun Drake song, right? And that's kind of rare to have these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have times where, you know, he has fun on the track, like I feel like with Trophies he had a lot of fun on, you know what I'm saying? Like just songs where you can kind of hear that he's just messing around in the studio. But this is kind of like one of the first instances of that, where he is just straight up just talking trash about this girl. Then he, you know, towards the end of the song, he, you know, is trying, you know, is just trying to think of different R&B names for himself. Like he was, I guess, gonna have like a rap persona, then an R&B persona, where he was gonna have a different name for his R&B track. So it's just great, but like it's just a funny track. If you want kind of an old school Drake track to look at, definitely go look at Comeback Season, and definitely go check out the whole tape as well. But you know, but mainly check out Bitch Is Crazy on Comeback Season, because that is one of the funniest tracks he's ever put out. So that's all I got, guys. Those were 5 of some of the, you know, many songs. But, you know, those were 5 of some of the tracks that you may not have heard by Drake. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn that below. Appreciate all the videos you give me. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.